Hello, my friends. Today, I'd like to share something with you. It's a very curious and a strange phenomena that I've become more and more aware of over the last couple of years, and especially over the last year. And this strange phenomena is that so many of us who are conscientious practitioners, who are highly sensitive individuals and practitioners who work in trauma aware and trauma informed approach, still try to run our businesses in a way that is not aligned with what we preach. Uh, Let me explain this. First of all, I want to say there is no judgment, absolutely no judgment. Running your own business is really bloody difficult. And, I've been trying to build my business and building my business over the last almost 14 years, the last 8 years full time. And it is hard. It is really, really, really hard. And, if you've been brought up in a house where your parents run their own business and they taught you how to do it and you learned from them on a day-to-day basis, and maybe you went into education around how to run your business, you've got a head start. And for me, my parents did have their own business. They ran for 10 years a tourist resort up in the mountains in Poland. But I was already here in UK. I arrived here almost 32 years ago, and I haven't really learned from them. All I learned was when I was there, helping them around very busy periods like Christmas and New Year, where there was loads of people, loads of work, preparing and tidying up and serving and, doing the customer service. And what I learned from them is that it's really hard work, hard work. So if you haven't had this kind of training or education or experience, when you come to running your own business, you're starting from scratch. And I certainly started from scratch. And it is hard. It is very, very, very hard. So I really want to honor you if you are running your own business part-time or full-time. I really want to honor you. It is the road less traveled. It is difficult. It is hard. There are sleepless nights. There are lots of tears. There is lots of pulling out hair. There might be anger. There might be frustration. There might be doubt. There might be thinking of the kind of, maybe I'm not made for this. Maybe I just don't have what it takes to make it successful. Maybe there is a lot of anxiety about paying your bills or paying your mortgage or paying for your children or or not being able to take time off when you are sick because it feels like I just have to show up because when I'm not working, I'm not earning any money. I really want to honor all of that. I really want to acknowledge how difficult it is, how challenging it is, and how it really tests us on so many different levels. And this is where this strange phenomenon comes in, because we can be practitioners and we train in our modalities, whether it is coaching or somatic coaching or holistic coaching, whether it is well-being, whether it is yoga teaching or yoga therapy, whether it is somatic practitioner, whether it is trauma practitioner or trauma-informed practitioner, whether it is a therapist, whether it is body worker, whether it is a healer. We train, many of us spent many years training and then working in our field of expertise and training, following our passion, following our soul, and really getting to know how we best work with clients and how we can support our clients in the best way and getting good at it. getting really good at it. It takes time to be good in what you're doing. If I think about me delivering the group. So, for example, last week I was delivering an online workshop webinar for a community of women. And I prepared for it. I prepared some slides and, I went in and I delivered it. It was all about the running your own business and befriending your nervous system as a female business owner, which was a really great topic and something that I just feel so passionate about. I love supporting practitioners, especially female practitioners, mentoring and coaching and holding space and in a very somatically focused way. Um, Very much developing the sense of self-trust and finding your own rhythm that is aligned with seasons, that is aligned with your own natural way of working, that is aligned with your strengths and your passion and the message that you have and your expertise. And following, I love that workshop. And, I delivered my workshop and then I opened some time and some space for some questions. And afterwards, I invited some questions asking, if what resonated and if there are any other questions that I could answer. And I got a lot of really amazing feedback. A lot of women resonated. A lot of women um, self-identified and resonated with what I was talking about. And a lot of feedback was about how well the session was presented. And I was very grateful for it. And I'm also aware that to get to this point, to be able to deliver trainings and webinars in an engaged way, be clear with my message, be clear about my expertise and my methodology and the way of working. I haven't arrived here over the last couple of years. That's been 25 years, over 25 years in making. Some of it was in the work, some of it was attending lots of training, some of it was my own therapy, some of it was just learning, working with clients. I've been working with trauma for over 25 years. I've been delivering trainings and groups, psychoeducational groups, support groups, educational groups, training, mentoring, supervising frontline workers and practitioners. I've been doing that for 25 years. So it's taking this long to become really good and quite confident in a way that I'm delivering those trainings, in a way that I hold space for other people. So I know how much it takes to be really good at what you do, to be solid within what you do. And like any human being, myself, and I'm sure you can relate, we have got bad days. We've got bad off days. We have days where we feel vulnerable, when we feel unsure, when we have doubts, when we feel exhausted and we haven't slept, especially for us women. A lot of it is related to our menstrual cycle, going through perimenopause or going through menopause, or that cyclical living, or having commitments of looking after children or our parents. And there is so much in here, so much in here. And to have a successful business, successful meaning a business that gives you results, that allows you to work in a way that is aligned with your strengths and your passion, that allows you to work in a way within the business model that is right for you, that allows you to have this life-work balance. And that's different for each one of us. Definitely different for each one of us, just like the business model. That's quite unique for each one of us. and then also provides you with enough of financial stability and reward that takes away the constant anxiety about how you're going to pay your bills. That takes a different set of skills to the skills that I was just talking about, to the skills of being really good within the modality and approach that you're working with. That's different. And many of us haven't had that. And so the curious thing that I've noticed is that many of us are very conscientious, compassionate, and trauma-aware, trauma and trauma-informed practitioners. And yet we run our businesses not in the same way. We run our businesses from this hyperactive, always on, anxious, in survival mode, fear-based way. And this comes from an experience, my own experience, and also from mentoring and coaching many practitioners, coaches, yoga teachers, wellness practitioners, therapists, body workers, many different practitioners, many of whom are trained in more than one modality, and really noticing how all of us are trying to squeeze ourselves into this old model of working. And so many of us talk about being exhausted. I've had so many conversations over the last few weeks. So many practitioners that I know within my community are saying, I'm exhausted, hitting burnout. I'm just so tired. My creativity has gone. I'm in survival mode. And again, I have to acknowledge in here that what's happening in the world right now, of course, it has got impact on us. And no wonder we are feeling like this. After the pandemic, after the war in Ukraine, after the economic situation at the moment, the situation in Israel and Palestine and other places in the world, is so much hurt, so much suffering, so much pain. And if you are conscientious and if you are highly sensitive, that will be impacting you even more. And there is the other side to it. And that side is really the model of business and the way that we are trying to work, that we are told by the experts, this is what you have to do. This is how you have to work to make enough money. You have to be visible and consistent, usually meaning you've got to be on social media every single day, quite a lot. You have to show that you are valuable. You have to be visible everywhere. You have to send lots of DMs. You have to keep pushing forward. And so many of us are so exhausted by it. I know that I am. I am so tired. I am so tired. And I have not been working so much as I see other practitioners working in this really faster, bigger way, trying to push forward. I have been slowing down, and I feel within my whole body on a visceral level, this calling to slow down even more, this calling to just slow down a little bit more, focus on my own definition of success, focus on more embodied, gentle, and nervous system friendly marketing approach and sustainable systems. Focus on what I called my embodied business mandala model, creating my own embodied business mandala, where it really connects with who I am and who my clients are. And the model that supports and nourishes the richness of my life. I want so much to embrace trauma-informed somatic approach to creating a co-regulated, compassionate and supportive community where we practice what we preach, where we pause and connect with our somatic experience, cultivate deep self-trust, and hold safe space for our successes and challenges, where we bring the wholeness of our own experience, where we feel permission to be vulnerable and to find our own embodied wisdom path, where we don't feel like we have to squeeze ourselves into certain shapes because the experts around us tell us that you have to have a funnel of this type and you have to launch things in this way and you have to be always available and you have to do discounts and you have to offer more and more and more and you have to invite your potential clients to buy now, buy now, buy now for the risk of FOMO, where you have to keep at it all the time, which is so exhausting, so exhausting. And so in response to that, I've been reflecting a lot about how I want to go into 2024. And I realized that I have to make more changes, even more changes. And one of those things is that I am closing one of my programs called Thriving Business Mandala, which was this evergreen model of people or practitioners being able to join at any point. And I am opening a closed, intimate group called the Embodied Business Mandala model. And for a small group of practitioners, female practitioners, for 1 year, coming together in this small group mentoring and coaching program that is somatically and seasonally focused mentorship for highly sensitive practitioners, where we come from a collaborative approach, and where I will be sharing a new training based on embodiment, integrity, community co-regulation, and this new understanding and approach to creating an embodied, gentle, thriving, and nervous system friendly business. And helping practitioners to create their own embodied business mandala model and work in a seasonal way to collaborate together. So one of the things that I decided to offer is, we will collaborate. I hosted a virtual summit last year, and I wanted to host another one, and it felt really misaligned, and I wanted to do it in a different way. So part of what we will be doing within this mentorship program is we will collaborate on creating and hosting together the slow and nervous system friendly summit in autumn 2024, working in a different way to support each other, to work together, to make it sustainable, to really, for us, to walk our talk, to practice what we preach, not just when we are with our clients and communities, but also how we run our businesses, how we take care of ourselves, how we connect on a somatic level, on a psyche level, on a soul level, to allow us to create this new movement where there is rest, there is space for rest, there is space for creating content that is deeply nourishing, for sharing our embodied message in a different way, not in this fast, bigger, bolder, better, more visible, but in a way that is really aligned with your own definition of success, of what you want to create. I know for me, certainly next year, the word that keeps coming up is spaciousness. I want more spaciousness, but I also want to continue delivering my trainings, trauma-informed somatic teacher and coach for women training certifications, which are absolutely amazing. And I love and support and collaborate with other practitioners in this much more embodied and stable and nervous system friendly way. So if you are interested with this podcast, there is a link to the information. Have a look if you resonate. And if you resonate, consider for yourself how you want your business to be next year, and making that conscious decision to show up in a certain kind of way, being supported by community. Take care for now.